Welcome to Served Unfiltered. This is Vito. I'm your host. Let's get started.
Welcome back to Served. My name is Vito, and I'm your host. Happy New Year! I hope 2026 is something way better than 2025. There were days in 2025 that I felt empty, and I really hope this is not the case for this year, which I'm pretty sure it won't be the case because I'm working on myself. Cheers to working on yourself. Um, I say empty, I was not sad or angry or not motivated. It just felt like I was drained, but like to the level of like, what the fuck am I doing next? Like going here, am I going there? Am I continuing with this or I'm not continuing with this? Like, what the fuck am I doing? You realize that discipline was the only thing that kept me fucking going, bro. Because if I didn't have the discipline, this year was a clusterfuck, it would have been 20 times bigger clusterfuck. Um, is choosing to keep your word to yourself when no one is watching. And what really felt this year was that it's not that I felt alone or lonely. It was just, I felt like I'm in a room and there's nothing around me. Like I'm just empty fucking room and I'm in the middle of it and I'm like to be doing things and I'm not fucking doing them. And my heart was so heavy to the point that I was like, what the fuck? So that's when I realized how much discipline can help you. And when I said discipline, don't think that I was going to the gym every day. Don't think I was doing everything I wanted to do every day. But I was working on myself to get out that door and continue do what I'm doing just to not bring that heaviness with me. And I kind of learned that discipline isn't a punishment. It's that self-respect in motion, which you don't have self-respect, you're nobody. You will never respect anybody or you will never be respected. So with that being said, self-respect. If you haven't tried it, try it in 2026. Put it as a goal, start self-respecting and be more focused on you and your own needs. Because when I was reading whenever I was writing down actually all the lessons and trying to reflect on last year, and just thinking about it made me so mad at myself about all the things that I say I know but I don't. Um, or like I've never experienced before. So discipline is what carries you when emotions can't, and that's the lesson I learned. The first lesson I learned in 2025. Um, written them all down. I go by my notes because if I go as deep as I want to in every single one of the lessons, I would have been crying. And I'm not as handsome as I want to be when I cry. Um, Second lesson is distance reveals everything. Going back to Bulgaria after 8 years changed me, and changed me in a good way, at least I think. I expected nostalgia. Did not expect clarity. I didn't expect to realize the things I did. And what worse is that some relationships felt frozen to me, and some of them felt that they're left in time and they're strangers now, which is really hard to realize that when you think that you miss something, and when you go and you actually have it and get it, you realize that it's not true. You realize that you've been lying to yourself the whole time that you missed certain thing or a person. And when you see them, it's like empty. There's nothing there. And I realized that distance doesn't break real bonds and exposes the one that are already weak. Hard to say, but you don't realize that until you go to a complete out of touch momento with yourself, thinking that you missed something or somebody, and you just don't. And it really sucks when it comes to that realization, because it taught me that not everyone is meant to walk the entire journey with you. Power chapters. not the whole book. And I realized this a little later, or I think it's later, but better late than never. Um, we're turning some chapters, we're writing them longer of what they actually deserve, and there are chapters connected to people, and there are people that are connected to chapters of our life that, again, it's not the whole book. So if you feel like you've been writing on a chapter for quite a while, flip the paper, start a new page. It's time. Okay. Other third lesson is something that really with me. Grief doesn't ask for permission. And losing my grandmother the day after I left Bulgaria really reshaped me in ways I'm still understanding. It was not just a family, she was stability for our family. She was routine, and she was love without conditions. And suddenly she was gone. Um, I can call her, I can talk to her, I can. Yeah. Hardest part was that dementia, um, late stage, and when I first arrived in Bulgaria, September 1st, um, she recognized me, and I remember sitting at the couch with my aunt and my cousin and my nephew, and she was talking to them like they were her family, but I was gone for 8 years, and she couldn't recognize me, and it was very painful to. I'm about to cry. It's very painful to see that because she was the most cherished woman in my life because again she raised me, and not seeing her being excited to see me after so long was very painful. I could not show it. I tried to leave the room for the most awkward way um, to myself, but it was very, very, how do I say this, emotional for me because she thought I was a stranger and really hurt. Um, Long story short, the last day before I had to hop on a plane to come back here, got a phone call from my aunt saying that she's in a hospital. And when I went to the hospital, she recognized me and she was smiling at me and she was talking to me, and I thought I was her switch. I was her switch to get better. I was her switch to it remember me. Unfortunately, when I landed in America, I got the text message that she had passed away. And let me tell you, I remember sitting in my living room because it was 1 a.m. from like all the time changes and all that. I remember sitting in the living room. It was like 1:30, 2 o'clock when I read that text message, and I couldn't realize what just happened. Um, and the thing was that she waited for me. She waited to see me, and this is how I want to see it: is like she would see me and to say her goodbyes with me, and really, me that grief isn't something you get over. Um, you carry with honor, and it's really, really inconvenient that happened the way it did, and it definitely taught me a lot about the decisions we make in life and that everything happens for a reason. That is very unpredictable for us, but life has predictions that we follow, and it's scary sometimes when you think about it. Lesson 4: home is both a place and a memory. Going back to Bulgaria, I realized something that is painful and beautiful at the same time. Home hadn't changed. I've changed. And the streets felt familiar, but I felt like I didn't fully belong there. Um, Home hadn't changed. And, like, I don't, I've never left. A part of me never left. So, to walk somewhere that you grew up and mind you, it's literally born and raised, 21 living there, um, already a young man. And when I left, I thought of it as the key. It was not a golden key, at least not until past 2 3 years. And what the crazy part is that where are you from? Home is the people who shaped you, even if they're no longer here. And those are the people that are home. They're there to be your safe space. They will always be there for you, and you have to learn how to control your emotions so you don't start comparing yourself to what it used to be and what it is now, because growth can really suck sometimes, especially when you're more educated, more elevated, more knowledgeable. That comes to a play to realize all those things and you enjoy where you are. Because if you don't, not cool, guys. Lesson 5. Strength is not silence. And this is exactly what I'm going to focus on more. In one word, one sentence, 2025 humbled me. Mm, I thought silence can be a fucking cage, and strength does not mean that we have to handle everything on our own. Um, idea of not showing emotions and not asking and not showing cracks, but letting people see you struggle doesn't make you weak. It makes your connections real. It makes you connect more on a different level with the people you actually care about or the people that you surround yourself with, because those are the people that will actually see that you struggle. If you allow them, of course. I'm working on it. I want to think that life can be as hard as actually appears to be, but it is kind of hard. And realizing all the things on your own, thinking that you have everything in control, and seeing that you're not controlling one of your most important part really sucks. And then most important part on your emotions. Because the more you hide, the more you try to handle something on your own, you can't. Somebody to give you at least a light and be able to see that you struggle, because it makes you feel that you're being taken care of and there is somebody that can listen to you. Because sometimes we don't talk about our problems. We think we're superhumans. And what do you mean problems? I have everything in control. No, bitch, you don't. And we all know it, you don't. So tell me what you need. Let me tell you if I can help you, and let's move the fuck on. Lesson 6. You can honor your past without living in it. Being an immigrant is a lifelong identity. And I'm not ashamed that I have an accent. I'm not ashamed where I'm coming from. But hunger, the fear, and the need to prove yourself does not fucking leave your body ever. Ever. This is how we're built. This is how we're fucking built. And for some of us, some people don't crack. Like, it's part of life. And we gotta know where we stand with this, because we have to see the past as our foundation, not our ceiling. And you can carry pride without carrying pain every day. And being proud of yourself is something that we all should be doing a little better job with, because you have to give yourself that credit when it's due. You can really focus on, if you don't realize that, you need to relieve the survival mode. Well, you do need to relieve the survival mode just to where I came from. It's weird and it's very hard to like put in words, and to not use the basic quotes and the basic understandings of like, oh, did this, to what I actually experience. But the constant need to prove myself is always fucking there. And this year I promised myself that I'm going to utilize this and channel this energy to help me, not anybody else. Because fuck people pleasing. I'm done with this shit. I was done last year. Mid-year I was done with it, because the more you please people, the more you put yourself behind of your own needs. And your own needs are priority number one, bitch. Not the paycheck, not the fucking job. Your needs are priority number one. And when I say needs, I'm not talking about you going completely ballistic because you want a vacation in fucking Hawaii. No. I'm talking about your actual human needs of rest, eat, drink, and enjoy life, because life is very fucking short and we don't know what's next. So might as well enjoy where we are right now, because if we don't enjoy it, then what the fuck is the point? Lesson 7. Rest is part of the work. Here it comes. This year forced me to stop glorifying exhaustion, because for the love of fucking God, I can keep going, and when I'm dead mentally and physically, and I'm still like, I got it. Of course I can help you. Yeah, not a problem. I'm gonna work extra. Not a problem. I'm not, your party. No problem. Always yes, yes. The whole idea of yes sir, it's bizarre. Um, Burnout did not make me stronger. It made me disconnect. And when you realize you're disconnecting from your own reality, that's the bitch. That's the motherfucking bitch that I need to go and punch in the motherfucking face. And I'll tell you why. Because the feeling that I realized I don't remember how my day went, nor did I care. But the fact that I was so disconnected because I was so burnt out of my personal problems, job related issues, there was always something going on. Immigration process, complete zoo. Um, it was a lot, but disconnecting from your daily routine and actually not remembering how what it was, that really sucked. And that's when I realized that burnout is a real fucking thing because I was like, what do you mean you cannot work 7 days a week? Yeah, bitch, not, and it really fucking sucks because rest did not make me lazy. And that was really hard to realize that it made me present of what's going on. Spend more time with my dogs, enjoy the things I actually like. And I did not feel lazy. And that's when I realized that, oh, fuck yeah, I motherfucking code that rest is important. And let me tell you, I've been resting because you don't lose momentum by you are losing it by ignoring your limits. And for some people, the limits are here. Find your limits because if you don't, you're fucked. And it really fucking sucks. Lesson 8, consistency builds identity. That actually is pretty valid. It doesn't come from the wins in my world. Um, I feel that confidence of, oh, because I achieved something, I have to be more confident. No, it came from repetition. The more I keep repeating the same thing and the same thing and doing the right thing, doing the things that actually work for me, personal and business, actually help me more. And it's important to do the right thing even when no one noticed because we should not do the right thing for the likes or for the good job that we're gonna hear from friends or family or whoever, promise to myself. And it's from showing up for myself when I wanted to fucking disappear. Do you bitch, do you know how many times I wanted to pack my shit and get the fuck out? Somewhere, something, who cares where, somewhere. But just build habits. Um, it who I believed I am, and it worked out because knew this earlier in 2025, my whole year, I would have been able to reshape as much as I could when it comes to what I actually do and how consistent I am with my own self. Because if you're not consistent to yourself, you would not be consistent in anything else. And that really sucks. Lesson 9, gratitude and pain can coexist. This year taught me that gratitude isn't pretending that everything is okay. Because, I'm still hurting, no bitch. You, and it's the idea of actually being thankful, but you're still hurting because you're thankful for the time, you are thankful for the lessons, and you are thankful for the people who stayed. And for memories, hurt because they mattered to you at that stage of your life. Because, not face pain, it just gives a depth. That's exactly what it is. And some episodes I'm talking about, is gratitude, to give gratitude to yourself first, because you can pour gratitude to anything else from an empty bucket. And if your body and your energy is empty, then you're fucked. You're genuinely fucked because you're giving something that you don't have. And that's when the whole situation really sucks. Lesson 10, you are allowed to be proud even in the middle. Um, I this one for the last, um, because something I'm still learning. And I don't need to wait for everything to be perfect to be proud of myself. Loss, I've survived distance, I've survived growth, and I survived change, and I keep going. Because, give ourselves a little rewards mid track of the run that we're going for. because we need to give ourselves that respect that we deserve. And being proud of yourself isn't arrogance, it's acknowledgement. And we need this. You need this, I need this. So that's why you're allowed to be proud. And again, I'm still learning how to do so. I've gotten way better than I used to be, but you know, fast, and we need to learn how to adapt quick, because if we don't adapt, then we're nobody. You're not doing anything. If you're listening to this and you're broke something in you, you're not alone. If it changed you, it doesn't mean it defeated you, because it did not. And sometimes the hardest years shape the strongest versions of us. And to my grandmother, thank you for raising me. And I carry you in everything I do, because you're powerful, you're in control, you knew what to say, when to say it, you knew how to take care of all of us, and you knew what the right thing for each one of us was. And I think I can carry this. Thank you for listening to Served Unfiltered. Keep going, keep becoming, and don't forget, you are allowed to honor how far you've come. Cheers to 2026.
You've just finished another episode of Served Unfiltered, and I appreciate you more than you know. If you're growing with me, hit follow, leave a review, and let's keep building the community of real, honest humans. I'm Vito, reminding you that your story deserves to be heard, your effort deserves to be seen, and your dreams deserve your discipline. See you next episode.